Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ms. Dolan?
Here.
Ms. Belisca?
Present.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mrs. Jeffrey?
Yes, here.
Mr. Kogan?
Here.
Mr. Kaminsky?
I am here.
Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a public meeting, Borough Council, Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231. Then an annual notice was made in conformance with Section 13 of the Act. We have a public hearing for ordinance 17. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
Could you please read the title, Denise?
Ordinance 2025-17 is a bond ordinance reappropriating $200,000 in obligations not needed for their original purposes in order to provide for the renovation of borough-owned grass fields in and by the Borough of New Providence in the County of Union, State of New Jersey.
What we're doing is, that 200,000 wasn't used for Grove Terrace, and it's gonna be used for the Barfield. Anybody, wishing to address council on this ordinance only? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mrs. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Okay, ordinance 18. Motion, please.
So moved?
Second,
Second.
please read the title.
Ordinance 2025-18 is an ordinance of the Borough of New Providence authorizing the sale of property known as Block 185, Lot 23.01, no longer needed for public use.
What this is property we no longer need, so we're going to sell it. Roll call, please. Oh, anybody wishing to address council on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mrs. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Okay, have approval of minutes, December 2nd, please.
So moved.
I'll second?
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
No, so be it. Before we go any farther, I just want to mention that we've had a lot of carnage throughout the world these last couple of weeks. It's supposed to be a time of celebration, holidays. We just did a menorah lighting at the Lutheran Church, Festival of Lights. We have Christmas. You know, I always tell people we just got out of Thanksgiving. We gave thanks for all the blessings. And Christmas is a time for giving, charity, brotherhood, goodwill. And here we are. And in the last week or so, we've had 2 National Guard people shot. Had 15 people killed in Australia, our Jewish neighbors, and I don't know, countless that were injured. Just today, last night, Rob and Michelle Reiner were stabbed to death by their son, allegedly.
And Brown University.
Brown University, it's all over. And I just wish somehow we could all unite and get along. I have a very hard time wrapping myself around that kind of hate. It just is senseless, and it makes no sense whatsoever. So if we could stand and have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, we have some correspondence. Planning Board, 121 Chandler, and I'm sure Matt will talk about that a little bit. Township of Berkeley Heights, an ordinance on lock rating, Peter Bianco, about neighborhood complaints and fences and hedges and harassment. New Providence Downtown Business Association, or Downtown Improvement District, thanking the council and Bernadette particularly on the help that we've helped them throughout the year. They're a great community partner. New Providence Fire Department, resignation for Connor Meehan, and we thank him for his service, and Board of Adjustment for 210 Livingston Avenue. Any comments?
No.
Seeing none, go to council business. Diane, community activities.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2025-327 is a resolution authorizing the application for the Local Recreation Improvement Grant 2026 for the Borough of New Providence. Basically, this is requesting permission to apply for the 2026 grant and the amount of $60,000 to replace the benches in Centennial Park. Centennial Park was done, 25 years ago at this point? And it
2002.
Okay,
23 years.
So it's something that we've been talking about. We've been talking about it with beautification. We've been talking about it on council. We've been talking about it with community activities. So it's something that has been well discussed and well thought out. So this is a great way to help that along. Those benches are used frequently. I mean, parents with kids during the day, concerts and stuff. So it will be a great addition to renovate those. 2025-328 is a resolution of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, rejecting all proposals for sports instruction. Basically, the borough only received one bid, which exceeded, I believe by a lot, anticipated costs of running certain programs. So we're just going to rebid the program in hopes of getting additional bids. So that happens from time to time.
Okay, well, you're still up with communications.
I will continue ongoing. Resolution 2025-329 is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, adopting the communications plan for the Borough of New Providence. So this is a plan that happens well, it's a living document. We know that. It is something that we look at frequently, we update frequently, but every 5 years we formalize that. The major changes to that was the graphic identity policy, which is still, it's under development, and our recommendation as Communications Committee is to have Cindy Reese, the Public Information Officer, during the 2026 year, come up with a comprehensive plan. So Matt and Alex and I worked on this plan throughout the year. If you've come to any of the meetings, you've heard us talk about it. You know, we're looking at it. We've looked at different plans. We've looked at different universities, different, because you know how we stalk other municipalities in the area, because why recreate the wheel? So we've looked at a lot of different policies, and we've come to the conclusion that our recommendation and one of the goals for council would be to have Cindy and the borough look at a graphic identity policy, come up with something that's comprehensive and usable for the borough, right? She and our wonderful borough administration and our employees would be the best people to come up with what will be the best, give us a specific identity, but not overburden our employees. So that's one of our, that's our recommendation for that specific policy. And I don't think there was anything other major going on with that policy. I mean, if you look as you've reviewed it, everything that we do is enumerated in there. In 2022, we did this. In 2027, well, not 2027, 2024, we did that, so.
It's a living document. We've always said that from the beginning, and we'll look for ways to improve it every chance we get.
Yeah, and it's a very high-level document, so.
Can I ask a question? What is a graphic identity exactly?
Well, I can read you. It's basically branding.
Okay,
It's
so
brand new, so-
colors, fonts.
Right, so a
what-
graphic identity policy, what we put in the plan is ensures a unified, professional, and recognizable visual presentation of the borough in all communications. A consistent identity strengthens public trust, improves recognition, and conveys coherence, modernity, I'm not pronouncing that correctly, and proximity to citizens.
Okay.
So basically, like, when can you use a seal? What should this report look like? How should we, what font we can use? Like,
Headers, footers,
right.
stuff.
So,
Yeah, got it.
Actually, like Alex was saying at Rockefeller University, it gets down to the, like, minutia. Like, thou shalt not use a subscript unless it is in X, Y, and Z.
Right, I don't
So-
know, we need to be that specific.
Exactly,
but
so-
like a standard PowerPoint slide deck
Exactly.
kind of template.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yep. So,
Okay, engineer Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 330, resolution approving change order number 2 for grade construction in an amount of $10,340.93 for the New Providence Community Pool Bridge Replacement Project. So this was just a slight change order for some of the work on the abutments, like a field condition. Resolution 331, resolution approving progress payment number 3 for grade construction amount of $107,212.32 for the community pool bridge replacement project. So this is the final payment less the 2% retainage. Resolution 332, resolution approving requisition R25-02459 for Document Solutions LLC in the amount not to exceed $4,896.99 for Epson T5170M large format printer and scanner for planning and development. I think this is long overdue. Rather than sending out borough plans for being printed and scanned, we're buying our own scanner. This will definitely save money in the long run.
Okay, finance, Nadine.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2025-333 is a resolution authorizing payment of the attached bills payable list in the amount of $498,960.72. The large items in that include our monthly health insurance bill to Horizon for $143,736.63. Our monthly appropriation to the library for $104,957.50. Our solid waste bill to Suburban Disposal, $49,083.33. Returning escrow on a bond to South Street Commons, $25,345.52. Some confined space equipment for firefighter 1 for our firefighters, $20,513.80. And UC Utilities Authority November disposal for $19,797.90. The next resolution is Resolution 2025-334, which is the transfer resolution. So, as always this time of year, as the budget is winding down, we shift some stuff from line to line. If one line has excess and one line needs a little bit, they transfer it back and forth. So this is usual course of business, so this resolution is doing that.
Okay, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 335, salary resolution. This is the salary increases for the borough employees not covered by the collective bargaining agreement. As stipulated in employee handbook, salary increases will become effective on January 1st. So all these increases are in line with all the collective bargaining units.
Okay, resolution 336, and that's a resolution which authorizing the sale of a weapon, a service weapon, to Sergeant Wilson. We always do that for anybody that retires. 337 is a resolution for Motorola Solutions for $4,498.41, and it's for radios for the police. Raffle application, RA 1249, and that is for Suffolk School PTA. And it's been properly prepared and reviewed. And Resolution 338 is a labor contract between the Borough of New Providence and the Chief of Police to go through 2027. Anybody, any comments? Seeing none. So before I do anything else, Paul, this is your last meeting with us.
This is.
And we wish you all the best in retirement. And I personally want to thank you for being such a good counselor for me and for the entire borough. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you.
I appreciate
So,
that.
on behalf of the borough, you can come up.
Okay.
Now you know why he wore the tie.
Yeah.
He didn't even know.
You know, it's really sad, over the years, you know, you really get to know people and it's gonna be different.
Yes. Me
But
too.
we do want to give you the clock.
Thank you very much.
You know what, it actually works. So,
I appreciate
now
it.
you can't be late, even though you'll be retired.
When is he late?
It's never late. He'll continue to be on
He's our
time.
friend this year.
Yeah, we did. He stood up. That's okay.
Doesn't want to shake
I
my
learned
hand.
a lot from you too,
We'll just wait.
let me keep my mouth shut. What are you gonna do during the day? You won't be able to call him,
He's at least a one-a-day phone call for me.
There you go.
at least. All right, committee reports. The one thing, and Alex is more of an engineer, but
Really?
A little bit.
a little bit. But
You got some experience in
I
that?
see Kate's here, and just wanted to, want you to know, and I know you already know, because I taught you this morning, about the line in the pipe. Went through, thank God. Don't have to rip up a bunch of landscaping and everything else. Other things that are coming, there's some assembly resolutions coming up for stormwater. And we'll see if they get passed, maybe they can help us. But Bernadette went to a meeting with Angie Devaney from Berkeley Heights, and they went to Chatham Borough, right? And talked to the mayor of Hanover. And he talked about how they got funding to, I guess they dredged the Whippany River.
Yeah.
So, maybe you could expound a little more on that, telling us how they went about doing it.
So ironically, our own engineer, Andy Hibbelet, was part of that project, and they had set up the meeting with Chatham and Berkeley Heights, and Andy invited me, along with the mayor from, I think it was East Hanover or Hanover. And it was congressionally funded money. Mikey Sherrill helped get it for them. And over I think the course of 3 years, it was more than $1 million. So it would really go a long way at this point.
Yeah, now, I can tell you that 2 years ago, Congressman Kane had a bill in which was Long Hill, Berkeley Heights, New Providence,
Summit.
and Summit. And we toured the whole river and went through the whole thing. However, Congress eliminated it in the last round. So we're going back to the well again to try and get that funding. So that's where we're at right now. I want to thank the fire department. They went around, did their Santa. It was very successful. They actually had over 200 stops this year, which, you know, it was incredible. And they did have their elections.
Very contentious election process.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Everybody stayed the same. I think that was the quickest election
Yeah,
ever.
it was,
So,
at least the ones we
It was
attended.
great.
Yeah.
So, but we want to thank all them. We had the Hanukkah lighting tonight at Faith Lutheran. 19th year they've been doing it. So, it's always good to see everybody getting together and celebrating. So,
They were talking about making it even bigger next year
yeah,
for the 20th.
right. So, a lot of good things happening in town, so I'm just, very proud of this town and the way it conducts itself. And, you know, we really don't have any, you know, major problems, but you know what, that's because we do the right things here, so. At that point, I'll leave it to you, Kathleen.
Oh,
Go ahead.
thank you, Mayor. So this is the last, I guess, committee report for 2025. So just wanted to recap. I was assigned 3 committees as the primary council person when I joined the council in January. The first was the Diversity Committee, which is at the beginning of the year, had only 1 volunteer appointed. And I was working with Alex Kogan. We met with former volunteers as well as residents who expressed an interest in getting involved in this important community group. And I'm happy to confirm that we have a robust slate of 10 volunteers to be appointed and relaunching this committee once they are appointed next month. We also have a preliminary calendar of 2026 events that has been prepared for approval. The second was the New Providence Municipal Alliance. This is a committee focused on supporting education and awareness for parents and students related to substance use and abuse. This committee is funded through grants offered by Union County, and they've been able to offer many important programs in the New Providence School District in the 2024-25 school year, as well as gearing up for the next installment of Every 15 Minutes production happening in 2026. The third was administration, which involves working with our business administrator, Bernadette Cuccaro, and her team on issues related to business operations, contracts, equipment, and policies. The New Providence Board, Commissions, and Committees, or BCC's Members Handbook that was published in 2024 falls under this group, and an update is underway to incorporate some minor updates for clarity for the New Providence volunteers who share their time on these BCCs. So as my first year on New Providence Borough Council comes to a close, I'd just like to take 2 minutes to express my gratitude to the borough employees who welcomed me and patiently educated me about the workings of the machines behind the scenes that make this town run so smoothly. It's really hard for an average New Providence resident, which I was until last year, to truly appreciate the dedication and expertise of so many members of our local municipal organization who keep the wheels turning every day, 24/7, year-round. Our borough administrator, Bernadette Cuccaro, as was echoed by the letter that came from the business community team that was mentioned in correspondence, has been an invaluable source of information and insight for me in my first year here. I also have a much deeper appreciation for our emergency services personnel, our police department volunteer, fire department volunteer, EMS, and our Department of Public Works. They're the ones who come to our aid when needed and strive to keep New Providence the safe town it has been and will no doubt continue to be. And of course, I'm grateful for the time and effort expended by Mayor Al and my fellow council members to show me the ropes. It has been a steep learning curve, and I appreciate the guidance I've received. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve on this governing body this year, and I'd be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to thank the voters of New Providence who put me in this seat in January. I do not take it for granted and will continue to work hard to earn the trust and support of all New Providence residents in every vote and action I take for our borough going forward. And for everyone in our amazing community, whatever holiday you celebrate at this time of year, let it be one that is happy, healthy, safe, and peaceful. And let us all vow to take stock of our blessings, be kind, and be there for each other in the year ahead. Thank you.
Hey, Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I think that's actually one of our guiding policies that we've always had, even before being on council, is to, when we're on council and when we're working on any committee, we're working for every resident, not just a specific party or, just certain residents. So just communications really quickly, I'm going to say, go to the source. Notify me, Smart 911. like to just point out that there's always a lot going on behind the scenes with communications, and our borough always helps. One thing, we were talking about the communications policy being a living document, even though it will be approved. For example, when we had the storm in June or July, Communications Committee got together with Bernadette and Dan and talked about improvements to what we could do and how we can change it based on the needs and based what we heard from the residents. So things happen all the time. Thank you to all the residents who take communication seriously and actually will call us, stop us in, supermarkets, stop us wherever we are, and who put in action lines and such like that. Text us, call us at all hours. Like we said, our recommendations for that committee would be the graphic identity policy. Also, we've been working with Cindy, we've been talking to her to create and finalize a list of like standard social media posts. Just silly things that she would have just canned posts, which we think that would just go a long way. And the final thing, we've been talking to community activities. They have a Facebook page. Having an Instagram would just be a really easy bounce off of that. Winter catalog is still out. I think there are some classes beginning January. I think there are still some openings. Call community activities or look on the website. Alex and I, along with Mayor Al, did attend the annual meeting for the fire department. I'm always an advocate, and I always say, volunteers welcome, donations welcome. Personally, another congratulations to Dave Palatini, who just finished Fire 1 and Fire 2. Shout out to him. I've known him since, I think, kindergarten, another one of my Cub Scouts. So huge thank you for him stepping up, and congratulations to John. He had a great first year, and he will continue to do great things for our town. Historic Preservation Commission, we had a meeting the other day, and the one thing that I wanted to point out is we actually had two guests. We had, his name is Jimmy, his dad's name I believe is David, and it's a Rostenkowski, I think it is. So Jimmy is a Boy Scout working on his communications merit badge. He lives in New Providence. He's in the troop with Berkeley Heights. It's just like a great thing that he could go onto the website, pick a meeting that was a public meeting, and go to that meeting and be welcomed by, it was an unannounced guest, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a great experience for him and his dad, and we went off topic for him. It was a great experience, and I just think, like, further to Al's point, we do welcome people.
They've been here before, to council meetings.
Yep. You're going to talk about Toys for Tots probably. And we have a downtown improvement district meeting tomorrow, so unfortunately I won't have an update for you, but I also wanted to reiterate the fact that the DID, NPBIZ, mayor and council, and our borough administration have been working very closely and very well together. It's been a great year, and there's just going to be great things to come. And kudos again. Thank you, Bernadette, for all you do and for everything that you. Behind the scenes, there's so much going on that most people don't realize. Everybody in today's day and age wants to know something yesterday, and especially in government, that's not the way it works. So thank you for everything that you do for us and pointing us to the right direction and helping us all with everything that from your office. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two committee updates tonight for the committees that I'm on. First is affordable housing. So if you may recall from the last meeting, I had mentioned we were going into our second round of mediation to come up with a settlement. That was a successful meeting that had a couple of little things that needed to be tweaked. So we are going back in this Thursday as well. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap this up as is required by the end of the year. We may need a special meeting for that, but stay tuned, we're not sure yet. The second one is related to older adult services. Thank you for the reminder. Last Wednesday, the 10th, Councilwoman Belisca and I went.
Happy belated birthday for you.
Thank you, thank you. For my birthday, we went to we went to DeCorso Center, where we joined them in presenting Toys for Tots to the police department. Linda Kale, who is the president of that organization, said last year they had just enough toys to fit on a half a table. This year, they filled up a pickup truck. So they did an amazing job. So kudos to the seniors down at DeCorso for donating Toys for Tots. On the 18th of this week, so Thursday, the police are driving around to all the other organizations where they are currently still collecting Toys for Tots. So that's at both elementary schools, I believe a couple of the businesses. Dr. Robinson's office is collecting Toys for Tots. So if anybody still wants to donate, feel free. You can stop in at 1351 Springfield. I'll gladly take that donation for you when they come around and collect on the 18th. The other item for older adult services, this last Friday, Councilperson Dolan, Councilman Comiskey, and myself went up to Lantern Hill for our quarterly update with our residents up there. Basically, we just gave our committee reports, very similar to this, but we gave it up there to Lantern Hill. We had about 15 people, 20 people, I think.
Maybe 20.
In the Metropolitan Room. It was very, very nice. We brought up some festive holiday cookies and coffee, and it was very, very good back and forth communication. So we say we come up to give our report, we want to hear back from them with questions, and we did get some very good questions. So stay tuned for 2026 calendar. We're going to be repeating that up at Lantern Hill, but we're also going to be expanding the series to the DeCorso Center and the Barabash Manor. Again, our goal with this committee is to keep our older adult residents engaged in our community and a part of the community and up to date on what's going on. So that's it for me.
Okay, Alex?
Not much. I'll save my farewell message. Maybe I'll filibuster and break Cory Booker's record so Brian doesn't get sworn in. But I'll mention it at the reorg meeting. But I do want to mention what Mayor Al started with about what's been happening, Jewish community and everything like that. You know, New Providence, one thing unique about it is, and I saw this firsthand, October 7th when we did that vigil and how many people came out. Even today, 19th year in a row, I think I've attended all of them with you as well. And, you know, and today was kind of real telling, where in this country, did I ever think that you needed a police presence to go light the menorah? And that's the sad part about it. But, you know, in Jewish saying always has about, if you want to know about our holidays, really comes down to they try to kill us, we won, let's eat. That's basically what Jews think about it. And today we won. You know, seeing the community come out there, really touching. A lot of people here on council reached out to me. It's a tough time, but, you know, you got to believe in faith of people. And I strongly believe this country will persevere. No matter how bad it gets, it's still by far the best country to live in. But I do want to thank everybody in the community that came out today and who reached out during this difficult time. So that's all I had. Thank you. Thank you to everyone.
Matt?
Okay, so Lantern Hill, I do want to just say, it was actually fun, to be honest. You don't realize that the residents of Lantern Hill, for the most part, are not New Providence people, right? They come from all over. And they asked some pretty interesting questions, right? How did New Providence get its name? When was it incorporated? Like a lot of history stuff, which was you know, fun. I look forward to continuing that, and I think that's a really good thing, not only in Lantern Hill, just to get to know the new residents, because they're from out of town and things like that, but also, you know, expanding that maybe, you know, with our senior center as well, right? And just getting in front and having conversations. That was fun, so thank you for that. The pool, we had a meeting with the pool, and just give a quick update. Since COVID, you know, revenues for the pool, they're down, right, due to declining memberships. Expenses are up, right, due to increased costs for insurance and wages. So really need to focus on how they can increase their memberships. We're gonna have them come in next month, give us a little State of the Union, okay? Planning Board, South Street Market. So we actually had a special meeting on the South Street Market. So if you know the South Street Market next to MP Fuel, they're gonna basically subdivide that building. South Street Market's gonna occupy the right side of the building, and Skolnick's is going to occupy the left side of the building. They're gonna update the outside, the exterior, the parking lot. It's gonna actually look really nice. Gonna get rid of that old falling down sign, put a new sign up, so that's gonna be a nice addition. And then Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers came to the last planning board meeting. I mentioned that they had revised their plans, so just give you a quick update. Their revisions were very big, impactful revisions. They originally had 104 units for that property, with 21 being affordable. We've been beating them up over many months about trying to cram 104 units onto that property. Just wasn't really a good fit. They came in and decreased the number of units to 83, but still kept the 21 affordable units. So that's a huge win for New Providence, huge. They've updated their elevations. Mayor Al beat them up about a lot of the colors that they were using, right? A lot of the flat roofs that they had on some of their buildings, and was adamant that just did not fit in New Providence. So they came back with changed elevations, pitched roofs. They changed a lot of the color schemes to really match what our design standards here are, in New Providence. They added sidewalks around the perimeter of the entire property, which they didn't have in their original plans. They removed a road in between two buildings. They removed that road, made it open space, changed some of the parking within the community, that instead of having parallel parking, it's head-in parking. That was a suggestion that came from a resident, okay? A resident who showed up to the meeting, and there were a lot of residents that came to the meeting, and I've been saying this for a very long time. It's so important for residents to show up, ask questions, make comments. That's what the board's doing over 5, 6 meetings now, and they've come back with all these changes, and all these changes are really in the benefit of the borough. And I think this project, obviously we would much rather have an office building, but that ship has sailed a long time ago. So they're going to develop that property, and they're going to develop it in a way that is going to turn out to be in the best outcome of the borough. So we're still hearing final cross-examination, which is kind of funny to say, but some property owners across the street do have a lawyer, and he has a couple of witnesses, and he's going to cross-examine some of the witnesses that already testified. So it's still an open discussion. I just wanted to make sure you guys are fully aware of the changes that were made that I personally think are significant, and they were also part of the comments, and questions that came from the public during those meetings. So the process is the process, right? And if, we go through it and work on it, we get good outcomes.
I would just say, as an outsider looking in, if you were to compare the initial application to where you guys on the planning board, where we are today, it's two different projects is what it looks like. In layman's terms, it's, I think, a lot of good feedback,
Absolutely.
a lot of good feedback from the residents, from the planning board. I know when these projects get thrown at us, everybody's excited, but as you've always preached, the process has to take place, and we'll see where we get to. So I thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Can I ask a question about the South Street Market?
Yeah.
Is Skolnick's the bagel place?
Yes.
Yes.
It's actually, I don't know, is it bagels, but they're gonna have smoothies.
I've been
and
to the one on
bagels and
22. It's a
smoothies and-
franchise, yeah.
Yeah, it's a franchise,
Yeah.
so, but, I mean, I know them as a bagel place.
Yeah,
but
I do
maybe-
too.
Yeah, okay.
I heard smoothies, that's what I heard. Smoothies,
It is.
Okay.
coffee,
Yeah, sure. Got it. Thanks.
and the lawyer for the property, his last name was Skolnick, no relation.
Okay.
True
Yeah,
story, really.
just felt it differently. Yeah. All right, Bernadette.
Just a few reminders. The borough offices are closed on December 25, 26, 31, and January 1 and January 2, next Thursday, Friday. And prematurely, I'll remind people that we're picking up Christmas trees until January 9th. So no meetings in between. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right. Before I forget, we did have some snow, finally. But DPW did an outstanding job, as they always do. You know, they were out, they started at 11 o'clock the previous night. And I was in a couple other towns, and they were all complaining, our streets weren't clean, but ours were. So they always do a great job, and I want to thank them. It's not an easy job. You go out there with them, you see it's not easy. A lot of bumps out there. Okay. At this time, we have public comments. Anyone wishing to address council? Give your name and address. Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. I'm Enoch from 30 West 4th. So I just wanted to ask what was done on the storm drains, because I saw some excavating, I saw they were out there Thursday, but I don't really know exactly what was done.
They put a liner in the pipe because it was kind of caved. Is that right?
Yeah,
And Bernadette did it.
The pipes are starting to lose their integrity, so the liner that they placed in it will make that pipe good for 50 years. Instead of having to dig it up and replace it, they shoot the liner through, and it essentially creates a new pipe.
Oh, okay. Is there anything we need to do as
Nope.
residents to help? I just clean it whenever I see, I shovel it.
Storm drains, yes, if you see leaves in your storm drains, please take them out, because all of that stuff ends up
Okay.
going through the system.
And like I said before, I've been through the 3 floods already, and without an actual rainstorm, I'm just questioning.
So are we, so are we. So,
Okay.
as I said to Kate the last meeting, I mean, it has rained not as significantly as it did in July, obviously,
Yeah.
but it has rained. I think you guys have seen an improvement on the
Yes,
street,
yeah,
even
I
in a
did.
mild rain.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're hoping that, this was the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay. Is there any assessment that's been done as far as how much it can take? Like,
No.
yeah.
Unfortunately, where you guys reside, it's a low-lying area that also feeds off of the culvert. So when the
Right.
storm sewer fills up and the culvert fills up and it starts to back up through the system, I mean, you may see water in those heavy, heavy rainstorms, but I think on an average rainfall, you should be fine.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
if you're
all
not,
good
please give
news
us
to
a
hear.
call.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think the pipe there was collapsed, as we know, and
Okay.
probably not doing much. Now with the lining, now we have a path to get all that
to
water out.
evacuate.
So, you're correct, until we have a real substantial rain, we're really
Not
not
that
gonna
I'm
see the
hoping for
results,
one,
but I
but-
think optimistically, that this should solve most of the
I
problems
mean,
there.
honestly, there's nothing left there to scope, clean, replace. I mean,
We're-
we've done a lot of work in that area.
Were they still considering a check valve there, or no?
That wouldn't be us, that would be the homeowners.
The homeowners, okay.
Oh, what is a check valve?
So a check valve is just a valve that's one way, it prevents water from coming back into the system. So if you want the water to flow towards the river, it won't allow the water to come back from the river.
That would be in the storm drain?
It would be in a pipe that, yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
So
Anyone
basically,
else?
We removed the big hair clog, and we're hoping that that'll.
No, not even a hair clog. Well,
There were some roots, but,
there was no place for the hair clog.
yeah.
Well,
In certain
Yeah.
sections, I mean, and honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
when they were going in with the camera, one day they would look and the camera went through fine, and then there was other days we put the same camera in the same spot and we lost it in a hole, which was the excavation and stuff like that to retrieve the equipment, so.
But the contractor was very, very happy. and
Yes,
Very very optimistic.
Yes, he told me it was like Christmas morning.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Peter Bianco, 59 Fairmount, but I own 45 Potter Street. I was here last spring. I'm sure you guys all remember. We have a neighbor who is a constant problem and is harassing me, my neighbor, my employees who come to maintain my house. I have a landscaping business for just parking in the street. Meanwhile, she's not doing anything about issues that she has on her property. She has plants in the right-of-way, plants that are too high in the right-of-way, dead trees in the right-of-way, an illegal fence that's put up, signs that she puts up herself saying no one can park or she's going to call the cops. There is a sign that says I can't idle in front of my house where no one else has that in town. So, again, I'm back here. Nothing's been changed. She took out one bush. That's all she did after that last conversation when I came here. So I want to know what's going on. It seems like everyone was excited she was going to move because her daughter went to college. She's still here, so we can't wait on that anymore. It's getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I know Keith is going out there.
I mean, I have arborist friends that can go and deem those trees hazards. They're ash trees.
The borough can't make people take down the dead trees.
You can't give a citation for a dead tree,
No,
even if it's been brought up by me as a professional who
we can't
does.
go on private property.
It's in the right of way.
It's not our tree.
I mean, if that falls on somebody, and I brought this up here, don't you think you might be liable for that?
The borough policy is we don't cut down dead trees.
I'm not asking you to cut it down. She should cut it down. There's kids that walk by that every day.
Yeah,
She would be liable, not the town.
okay.
Well, that's why I'm saying maybe the town should give a citation, be like, hey, this tree's.
My understanding is that that was evaluated. It was not deemed to be a hazard or a danger.
It's a ash tree. I don't know if you guys know anything about ash. It's emerald ash borer.
I'm not a tree expert. I'm just telling you, somebody did go out, I think a couple of people did go out that we had from the borough, and evaluated
I
the
mean,
tree and didn't deem it to be a danger.
I don't know who has any experience with trees. If you looked at that tree before the wintertime, you'd know it's dead. If you drive by it, there's limbs on the street every day.
Did the borough remove our ash trees? Did we remove ash trees?
We are
did.
very familiar with ash trees, yes.
It's an expensive issue, I understand, but it's an issue. And on top of all the other things, I mean, she gets to do whatever she wants.
The zoning official is going out there and taking care of it.
I haven't seen anything. I mean, it's been months since I came. I came last spring. Nothing has been done. She took one bush.
Understood.
I mean, everyone else follows the rules. Why does she get a pass?
Understood. He will be going out.
Okay, and how do we find out about the results and what's being done about this? Because I'm concerned. I mean, I'm concerned about the kids walking by. I mean, I walked by today, I have pictures. She didn't clean the sidewalk. I mean, isn't there an ordinance on you have 24 hours to clean the sidewalk?
48 hours, yeah,
It's been more than that. So
okay.
for all the harassing she does to everybody else, I mean, she's doing things wrong and nothing's being done about it. So I would appreciate something gets done.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Hello, Rich Cuomo, 126 Bradford Street. First of all, I just want to reinforce the gratitude that Kate, Enoch, and I have for the work getting done in a relatively timely manner. And I think it's really a testament, right, to the town to be able to achieve that and really listen to the residents. That being said, there would be a but here. We're still looking for more, right? What we'd like is a formal readout to really understand what work was done officially, right? Whether it's a paper document, to really understand the video, to really be able to see it. Because when we're thinking to the future and to our property values, it's really important that we have proof that this work was fixed, right? And as we all said before, unfortunately, we have to wait till the next big storm. Not that I'm, trust me, rooting for it. I'd prefer to never have to have another big storm for the sake of everyone else in town. But unfortunately, that's gonna be the only way we're gonna test it and really see if it works. So I think it's kind of a two-pronged thing, right? We need the proof in writing so that when we now, we're going to have to definitely let future buyers know that there were issues with it, because it's frankly, it's obvious, it's public, there have been insurance claims and so on and so forth. So I think I'm just asking, number one, for that readout.
I understand. You know, it's the realtor's responsibility to inform, not the town's.
I'm not looking for
But-
the town to inform. What I'm looking for is the readout for us as eventual sellers many years from now to have the proof that the work was
I'll leave
done.
it to Paul.
I'm not sure, to
They
sellers to
want
have
us
what?
to,
I think it's.
There will
we
have to
wanna
be a
see-
seller's disclosure that there's
Yeah.
flooding, right? I mean, that's just kind of,
That would be between the individuals. So I'm
I'm-
not sure what you're looking for from the town. The town can't be involved in having some kind of, I don't know, what you're, like a central,
not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a write-up of the work that was done on our street.
I think
Very simple.
Isn't it, Paul, the public record, the proposal that Montana provided, the work?
Yeah.
that
oh,
they
that's a
did?
public
Yeah,
record,
Yeah, I
yes.
think, is
So
that
we
what you're
talk
asking?
about
Yeah, so access to the public,
that's right on the website.
it's on the
The
website now.
resolution.
I think the
Not the-
purchase order.
Is it
the-
attachment to the resolution from last time? Yeah.
the contract.
So not the contract, the completed, what was actually done and,
Their proposals. Yeah.
okay, so,
And if it's not there, just shoot us an Oprah request and we'll be happy to
Okay.
provide it to you.
Yeah.
all right, thank you for that. The second thing I wanted to talk about today was the, I came up here before Halloween, had a conversation about working as a partnership and collaboration, right, with the task force that we've been, with the council, ideally. We've reached out a couple times to schedule some time with you, Mayor Morgan, and we've not heard back. So I'm just curious, is there any?
Because quite honestly,
Yeah,
I don't have anything really to report except that we're working with the other mayors and things like that. We working with the engineer so that to come up with a plan. There's really not anything to report. It's all going. Once we have something, I'll be happy to sit down with you. I
understood.
mean,
And
I know Kate talks to Carmen all the time. I mean, he could give you more information than I could.
Right, so we talked about possibly, as we have with the sustainability and the diversity committees, right, that there are some resident volunteers that could interact and again, collaborate. And that was something that we had talked about as well, that I had asked directly back in October. So I'm just
I will be
curious.
happy to sit down with whoever wants to talk.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna bring all the engineers and
Not
all them in.
not looking for that. It was gonna be,
Because, it
No.
costs the borough a ton of money.
no, it was just a reach out to say, what are some available dates you have? Because I think Alex volunteered a couple dates, Kate and I had thrown out a couple dates, and we just hadn't heard back. So I'm just curious. Happy to work with whoever we need to get it
All right.
scheduled.
After the
I'm
first
running out of
meeting.
time.
I understand.
But
Okay,
I am gonna appoint him on that committee, so,
we'd love to have them.
yeah, lucky you.
Yeah. But maybe we'll grab a coffee with them.
Yeah, nothing for,
That's
that's exactly it. We can go to Jersey
Chat with
Joe's,
the mayor.
no problem. Even better.
Write that down, write that down.
There's
It's
a
on
chat
record,
with the
right?
mayor
There's a
on
record of
January
this?
2nd.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna do it on January
Oh,
second.
that's a terrible day.
It'll be the 9th probably.
Yeah.
Oh, the
That's a terrible
9th,
day for
okay.
chat with the mayor.
Right. All right,
Okay, thank you.
you have my word. I'll
Okay.
get to you.
All right, you have our email.
Now I have your phone number in my phone.
Perfect, even better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Rich.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Kate.
I'm a big fan of end of year recaps too. Hi, just wanted to say thank you to all of you for the collaboration over the past 6 months or so. As Rich said, it has been timely, and we know that. We know that the effort that we pushed forward together over the past 6 months isn't something that happens regularly, and we appreciate every single person's hand in that and part in that. Just to close the loop on the reporting thing, I had mentioned a few times, Andy Hippolyte came out to our properties and said once the pipe was done, he would be able to give us a hydro analysis of what storm the pipe can now handle relative to July 14th, Ida, the random little ones that had hurt us all this summer. So that's kind of the report that we're hoping to see. we understand that there is no legal crossroads between us selling our property and what the town did, but it's that understanding so that we can provide the right information should we ever choose to sell. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that. If that's outreach from myself to Andy with someone copied on it, I'm happy to facilitate that, not asking anyone else to take that on, just looking for some direction on how to get that. And then secondly, completely hear you, Mayor, have really appreciated our growing partnership, I think, that we're having, and Jersey Joe's seeing each other a couple times a week. You know, from our perspective, I wanted to let you know that for 2026, between now and June, our task force goal is to make sure that inevitably, when the town is hit next summer with some type of storm that we know is coming, sometimes we don't know they're coming, it's a cell, it lingers over us, that from a community perspective, we have clear communications, that we're coordinating in the right ways with emergency service people, that there is a citizen-led daisy chain of text chain that we can communicate with each other, that we can help each other, that there are protocols around how we show up for each other and ways that we can create little pods in neighborhoods to help people dig out and clean out and get their garage and get their kids' toys cleaned up, and that we can come together so that from where I stand right now as a citizen, I can't let Memorial Day come and let another storm come next summer, and the task force that we created and are working really hard on, plans behind the scenes, isn't there to show up with anything tangible. So when Rich says, can we sit down and talk, it's from that voice that we want to help, and that's why we're so desperate for a collaboration, because we feel that what we're trying to do can only bolster all of you and your efforts if we do it together. So I just wanted to end the year with that tone so that you know exactly where we're coming from and that you can think about it over the holidays. If it's informal, that's fine. If it leads to formal, that's great too. But we are going to be working really hard, and we're excited for what we can contribute to this community together. So thank you so much.
Sounds good. Yes, Alan?
I haven't been here in a while, and I just realized sitting here that I meant to do this at some point after the demonstration. As you know, I believe I organized both of the No Kings protests in the town here, and I wanted to say that I so much appreciated the participation, being there, of the police department at the October demonstration. There were about 2,000 people there. Officer Diamond and I determined that, and so I do want to thank the Officer Diamond and the other officers who were there, because as with the first No Kings demonstration, it came off without any incident, without any, it just was, it was so encouraging to see so many people in collaboration with the police and with everyone and with the town, because once again, as I mentioned after the earlier, there wasn't, at the end, when I looked all around, there wasn't a single sign, there wasn't a single piece of paper, there wasn't a coffee cup, nothing. So, but the main purpose I wanted to come up here was to thank Officer Diamond and the others who were there for how much they facilitated the event. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. I need a motion for items 1 through 13, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, motion for adjournment?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Nope.
No?
Keep the cameras rolling for
Sit
another
down.
few weeks.
Adjourn to January 6th.
January 6th.
Yep. That's it.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Say all in favor?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, so be it. Thank you all for coming. I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And please be safe out there. Be careful. Don't leave packages in cars. There are people going around looking through cars again, so
Boy,
please be vigilant.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.